The Disney Cruise Line's newest ship, the Disney Wish, may look similar to the previous 4 Disney ships from the outside, but inside the Wish you will find numerous changes and enhancements. In this video we'll take you on a full tour of the ship, from the water slides to the new themed restaurants, and from the kids clubs to the buffet, and everywhere in between. We're going to start on deck 13. I've kept a lot of walking in this video, and that is intentional because the layout of the Wish can be a little tricky in some areas, so I wanted to make sure you are prepared for when you're on board, but I will be speeding up a lot of the walking. In the comments below, I would love to hear what areas of the ship you're most excited to see and explore. Here is the AquaMouse. Disney calls this their first attraction at sea, and you're about to see why. As you can see here, this is a lift hill that you would go up, and inside there they have screens that show Mickey Mouse cartoons and lighting effects. We will take you along to show you just a little taste of what it's like. So you board one of these 2-person rafts, either 1 or 2 people can go in there. As you go up, you're in the middle of this Mickey Mouse cartoon story, and water effects are shooting out at you, the lighting changes. And then when you're going up and down these hills, it is an absolute blast. Pro tip, there's actually 2 different Mickey Mouse stories that go along with this, Swiss Meltdown and Scuba Scramble, and they alternate days, so go on this attraction 2 days in a row so you can see both of the stories. I personally like the Swiss Meltdown one the best. Alright, we're going to continue on. As you can see over there is where you board the AquaMouse, but we are going to go up the other side now on deck 13, and this is where you will find the Quiet Cove and the Cove Bar and Cafe, and this is the adults area, so there you have an adults only hot tub. As you can see, the lounge chairs are a little bit nicer here, with softer cushions on there. This area actually goes into a dead end, and so I didn't go to this area the first few days of my trip. And that dead end is intentional because they want this to be adults only, so kids are not walking through here. On the right hand side you can see the Cove Bar, and over here you can see the infinity pool. And here is Cove Cafe. The drinks in here are an additional cost, but you can see this is a nice relaxing area, and even though the ship was very full, this was not busy at all. Headed out of Cove Cafe, and up here this is also an adults only area. This is a sun deck where you can just read or relax, and great views from the back of the ship. Alright, now headed out of the Quiet Cove area, down off of deck 13 to deck 12. And here you will find a number of pools. Unlike some of the other previous ships, instead of having one large pool, the Disney Wish has multiple pools. So over here you will see the Goofy pool, which goes down to the Pluto pool, and then leads down to the Minnie pool. And on the other side they have the Donald and Daisy pool. Walking along deck 12 here, you can see Funnel Vision to the right there, and this is where they have all the deck parties. So you're set sail on a Wish party, you can see everyone rocking out when we were about to set sail. They also have the Rockin' Pirates Parlay, and of course fireworks at sea. On the right side where it's the stage, you can see that it is the Mickey pool at this point, so they can cover that up or uncover it depending on if there's a deck party going on. Hopefully you're finding this tour helpful so far. If you are, consider subscribing to the channel, because whether you're going on the Disney Wish or one of the other Disney cruise ships, I have reviews of the restaurants, reviews of the ship, and different tips and tricks to make the most of your Disney cruise. Continuing on, over here on the left you are going to see the Toy Story Splash Zone, and this is for the littlest guests. Of course, parents or brothers and sisters can be in there to help the little ones, but it is specifically for the younger guests. And here's Wheezy's Freezies, where at an additional cost you can get drinks, but they also have some things like snow cones. And now we are going to go up, and up one more deck to deck 14. And across the way here, you're going to see the Wish Tower Suite. This is a special suite that is almost 2,000 square feet. It can sleep up to 8 guests. But real talk, those windows are facing directly to where all those people are laying out. So most of the time when I would look over there, they had their blinds all closed because I don't think they wanted everyone looking in on them. Here is Chip and Dale's pool. So like I said, the pools are spread out all over the upper decks. Going back down, and down one more, to the Toy Story Splash Zone once again, and we are going to pass by here, the Slide-a-saurus Rex. This is a very fun slide. We'll give you a little taste of what it looks like inside. So you follow those footprints up, and then up the stairs, and this slide is based off the Toy Story short, Partysaurus Rex. Pro tip, definitely plug your nose at the end because that water does splash up and it will go straight up your nose otherwise. Alright, and now we are going to go down to deck 11. If there's a specific area of the ship you're hoping to see, I put some of the time codes in the description down below to help you find those specific areas. And here they have a gift shop. I believe it's Forget-Me-Nots. And now we're going to exit out of the gift shop and head over to Marceline Market. Now this is the buffet for the ship. This replaces what is cabanas on the other 4 ships. And while many of the menu items are similar to cabanas, I feel like this is definitely a higher quality of food here. There's a coffee shop and bar where you can get drinks at an additional cost, but everything else here at the buffet is included with the cost of your cruise. They have salads prepared for you. Plenty of shrimp and seafood options. And of course, lots of desserts. Exiting out of Marceline Market, we're going to come to these stairs that are glowing, and we're going to go up these stairs, and at the top of these, you are going to find Vibe. This is the club specifically for teenagers aged 14 to 17. We were able to go in at this time because it was an open house. But as you can see, they have plenty of stuff going on in here. We're going to head over to the Hero Zone, and this is their sports and activity area. So you can see a basketball court. They also have a giant inflatable obstacle course that they can put in here. As you can see, they have other games on the top floor. And then if you head into what seems like this dark doorway, it actually is the adults only area when it comes to the bar and restaurants. So this takes you into the Rose, which is the adults only bar. And from the Rose, you can get into Palo Steakhouse. We were able to have Palo brunch here and it was absolutely amazing, so I highly recommend you try and get reservations here. Once again, it's for 18 and older. They have brunch and also each evening they have dinner there. That is an additional cost, but well worth it. Palo Steakhouse is themed to Clogsworth from Beauty and the Beast. And then exiting out of Palo Steakhouse, going into Enchanté. And this is the higher end restaurant, once again adults only, but the cost is definitely higher here. but as you can see, it is themed to Lumiere. Then coming down those stairs once again, exiting out. And now we're going to keep going down this hall and we will find Joyful Sweets, which is themed to Inside Out. These are treats that are an additional cost, but they have gelato, ice cream, and also some sweet treats, but the prices aren't too bad for these in all truth. After exiting out Joyful Sweets, just to get your bearings, here is the funnel vision. And then walking down, you can see one of the drink stations where you can get all those drinks for free. Then of course there is a bar here where the drinks are additional cost. Here is Sweet Minnie's ice cream. Here's Goofy's Grill where you can get hamburgers and hot dogs and those sorts of things. This is all part of Mickey and Friends Festival of Foods, where you'll also find Mickey's Smokestack Barbecue, and the barbecue here was delicious. I highly recommend you try this out. Here's Daisy's Pizza Pies, and here's Donald's Cantina, where you can get tacos, burritos, and burrito bowls. All of these food options are included in the price of your cruise. Now we're going to head to the heart of the ship, but before we go into the main areas of the ship, we're going to stop on Deck 8, because here you'll find Fairy Tale Fresh Laundry. And so they do have this big laundry area on the 8th deck, so if you need to wash anything or iron anything, do that here. And now we are truly at the heart of the ship. This is the Grand Hall. And as you can see, it is beautiful with that beautiful chandelier. They also have this stage where it is used for character greetings, for little shows and entertainment throughout your cruise. So a lot of action is always happening here. This is also where you'll be greeted when you first walk on the ship. You'll walk aboard and they actually do a little welcome aboard ceremony here where you get to make a wish with a wand. And as you can see, the chandelier lights up. Another pro tip for you. Each night at midnight, they do a special little light show. It's only about 2 minutes long, but it is fun to see. It's to a Cinderella song. And on the Pirates Night, they have a Peter Pan song, and the chandelier lights up and all the lights on the wall, so it's pretty cool.
Oh my goodness! It's midnight!
Now we're going to be leaving the Grand Hall, and as you can see, there are some high-end stores that surround the Grand Hall. A little too pricey for my taste, but this is the Bayou, and this was one of my favorite areas on the ship. It is kind of a bar cafe, and when we went here, we were able to get some beignets and some root beer floats, which were all very delicious. Once again, these are at an additional cost, but not very expensive and oh so fun. Such a great setting, and they have live music here throughout the cruise. More high-end stores as you walk by. And then we're going to come to the Walt Disney Theater. And they'll have 3 Broadway shows during your cruise and sometimes other entertainment in here. All the shows were excellent. They had Disney's Seas the Adventure, The Little Mermaid, and Aladdin, a musical spectacular. On the other side, you can see the other entrance into the Walt Disney Theater. And here is the Hyperspace Lounge. This is the Star Wars themed bar. During the daytime, families can come in here, and at nighttime it's for adults only. It is themed as if you're on one of the Star Wars spaceships, and about every 5 minutes you go into light speed, and you will arrive at a different planet or area in space. A very cool place to definitely check out, and especially if you're a Star Wars fan, you'll love it. Here's Nightingale's, another bar, once again for adults only. Here they were doing a wine tasting, but it is a piano bar, and so they have music each night there. And then once again, the Grand Hall is on the left-hand side, but we are going to be looking straight forward to 1923. And 1923 is split in two parts, and so you will be told to either go to the Roy Disney side or the Walt Disney side when it is your turn. But this restaurant is themed to Disney animation, so they have different sketches, models, all sorts of things that show the animation process. And this was probably my favorite restaurant when it comes to food of the rotational dining options. The food was absolutely delicious. We all really loved this. Each of the rotational dining rooms are included in the price of your cruise. Then leaving 1923, we are going to come over here, and this is where you will find the much talked about slide to the kids area. And on the first day of your cruise, adults can actually go down the slide, so you know I had to do that. It was very fun to go down the slide, and it actually was a little faster than I thought it was, but I guess I don't go down too many slides as an adult, but this was very fun. And then once you get to the bottom, they have the hand washing area, but this is how kids can check in there. So this is the Oceaneer Club, and from this hub area, you can go to the different areas. Like here, the Fairy Tale Hall, where it's themed to Belle's Library, the Frozen Summer House, and Rapunzel's Art Studio. During this time, it was an open house, and so that's why there's a bunch of adults in here, so this was the time that I could come and check it out. Over here is the Walt Disney Imagineering Lab. This is where they have a lot of arts and crafts that the kids can do. And they also have this cool area where you can design your own roller coaster and then see what it would look like. It kind of makes it so they can act like they're riding it. They also have models of the ship and show some of the different projects that have been worked on. Here's Mickey and Minnie's Captain's Deck, and this is definitely for some of the younger kids who would be in here. It's kind of play areas to go through. So this area would be for those who are old enough to come to the kids club, but maybe not old enough to do all the arts and crafts and different things. Here's the bathrooms, which I thought all the doors here were very adorable. Here's the Star Wars cargo bay, where they have a bunch of different kind of Star Wars animals in here and different activities that the kids can do in here. It was very cool to see this. And then walking down one of my favorite areas of the ship, the Marvel Superheroes Academy. So here they had all things Marvel, including Black Widow's costume, Quantum Cores, Captain America's costume. And this game is actually, it lets you be like Iron Man, and so you get to blast these Hydra bots that are coming for you. So very cool. Then exiting out of the Oceaneer Club, you can see there is the slide that we came down, and of course there are stairs to go back up, but yes, very cool that they have that slide. And here is the Small World Nursery, which is for the youngest guests, where you can schedule an appointment. If, for example, you have a dinner at Palo, you can schedule an appointment, and for an additional cost, you can have your child stay here. The rest of the kids clubs are included, but for those youngest guests for the Small World Nursery, it is an additional cost. To get your bearings, we are going back up to deck 4 now. So here we are in the Grand Hall, and now exiting the Grand Hall, we're going to head to some of the entertainment areas. So they do have a little staircase right there that will get you back down to deck 3, but here is Luna. And this is an area where they play game shows and different things throughout your cruise, which is very fun. And here is one of the 2 movie theaters. This is the Neverland Cinema. So I love the carpet here on the floor. It says, "Here we go," and then it has the Darling Children and Peter Pan all flying into the theater. And I didn't go into the theater itself here because of course a movie was going on, but they will have movies throughout your entire cruise there. And it's not a huge theater, but there are enough seats to go in and enjoy. And it was usually pretty empty because you're on a cruise ship, and so everyone's spread out to different areas. And then on the other side, so they can show multiple movies at the same time, they have the Wonderland Theater. So this one is themed to Alice in Wonderland, as you can see. And the theming is really well done on the ship. Now exiting out, we're going to take another peek into Luna here. So like I said, this is where they do game shows. We watch Match Your Mate here. In the evenings, they might have adult-only activities in here, but usually during the daytime, they'll be having family activities in here. All right, exiting out. Now we're going down the other side. You can see guest services here. And here is the Wishing Star Cafe. This is another cafe that is an additional cost, but they have beverages here if you want to buy coffee or something like that. But I love the theming to Pinocchio. And then continuing on the right here, we're going to have the Untangled Salon. So they do a variety of treatments here, manicures, pedicures, all sorts of things like that. This is one area that you have to have appointments beforehand, and it is an additional cost for these services. Continuing on, you will find one of my favorite areas of the ship and one of my favorite restaurants, Worlds of Marvel. And this is themed to kind of an Avengers headquarters, so as you can see, we're going in here to dinner. As you're walking in here, it really does feel like you're walking into an Avengers headquarters. Even the silverware has the Avengers logo, the plates do. It's so well themed. Throughout the night, you will see a show mainly led by Ant-Man and the Wasp, but some other superheroes and maybe some villains do appear. And of course, this is all included in the price of your cruise. And when the show's not going on, they do have scenes from different Marvel movies playing, so you can kind of learn more about those things. But really, the food is excellent in this one, so this was another restaurant that I really enjoyed. Exiting out of Worlds of Marvel. From this deck, you can actually go to the promenade out here, and unlike the other previous ships, you cannot walk around the full ship, but I will show you one of the cool things that you can do on here. So this is a great area to lay out, but if you go up the stairs, which is annoying if you're trying to run around the ship, because once again, you cannot run around the full ship on the promenade deck, but if you go up 2 flights of stairs, you can actually go to the very front of the ship and look off from the front here. So looking down on the right hand side here, that is Senses Spa area, but as you can see, you can get an awesome view right from the very, very front of the ship. So this was cool to see and something you can't do on the other Disney ships. But now going back onto deck 4, just as there was the Untangled Salon, there is also Hook's Barbery, and this is where you can get a shave or a haircut there. Walking by the Wishing Star Cafe again, and then going up these stairs in the Grand Hall to deck 5. And as you can see on this deck, they were taking some character photos with Pluto, so you will find the characters throughout the Grand Hall throughout your stay. But over here, you will see the second floor of Luna. So if you're wanting to not participate so much with the game show going on, but wanting to still watch it, the second floor is a safe place to do that. Here's Triton's Lounge. Throughout the cruise, they have different activities in here. Like here, you're seeing some of the karaoke that was going on, so very fun in there. Now exiting out of Triton's Lounge. If we take a right here, we will find Sensus Fitness. So this is the fitness area, and as you can see, they have a lot of treadmills and different equipment. So if you're like me and eating all the desserts and feeling a little guilty, this is one place you can go and feel a little less guilty about it. And on the other side here is Sensus Spa. And there are a ton of different rooms in here where they can give you massages, acupuncture, all different things. We'll just show you a few things in here. This room is for couples massage, and as you can see, they have a hot tub in here and shower, so very, very nice. Once again, these services are at an additional cost, but very, very nice. And then walking further in here, we will go into the Rainforest Room. And you can buy either a day pass for this or a length of cruise pass for this. And they have heated lounge chairs, they have different sauna rooms you can go to, also kind of the swing with a little water that your feet can rest in. This specific room was not a hot sauna room, this was actually a cold room, so it was actually making ice in the center there and it was cold inside, so it felt pretty good after a hot day. And of course there was sauna rooms, several of those, and also specialty showers where they had mist and different heating temperatures. And then the Rainforest Room includes this outside part where they have these swinging chairs, a lot of lounges, and just places to relax. Once again, this area is an additional cost, but you can buy a day pass or a length of cruise pass. Here's Keg and Compass. This is kind of a sports bar that they have here, but they also do things like trivia and other activities throughout the cruise in here. Exiting out of Keg and Compass. If you've stuck with me this far, you are very kind. Thank you for watching. I'm hoping this is helpful. Please give this video a like. But you can kind of get your bearings there in the Grand Hall. And you can see over here, we have Mickey's main cell. And this is the main gift store that you'll find with all the Disney stuff. So on that deck 3 is the high-end stores, but this is all the Disney stuff. And this is definitely where I spend most of my money when it comes to merchandise. And it is very, very large, so I'm going to exit out of here, but you can see it continues on here. Here is the Enchanted Sword Cafe, themed to Sword in the Stone. If you go to the very back, here you will find the entrance to Arendelle. And this is the last of the 3 rotational dining rooms that we'll talk about. And this, of course, is themed to Frozen, and so as you can see, it is as if you're entering the castle here. And it is so well themed, it really does feel like you're entering the castle in Arendelle, and the restaurant is beautiful. And this restaurant is kind of a musical performance, so throughout the whole dinner there are performers, and some of the characters are actually singing some of their songs, but also these performers are playing songs, singing them, kind of telling the story, but you're also celebrating Anna and Kristoff's engagement, so it's this big celebration and very, very fun. Exiting out of Arendelle. On the other side here you will find Edge. This is the hangout for those who are just barely teenagers, who are just leaving kind of the Oceaneer Club and too young for Vibe. Here is Shutters, where you can purchase photos on those screens, or you can talk to a cast member to do that. And then to end this tour, we are going to come back to the heart of the ship here in the Grand Hall and take one more look at that beautiful chandelier. Thank you so much for joining me on this tour. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you did, please give this video a like. And I have a lot more videos and reviews about the Disney Wish, so I would definitely recommend subscribing to this channel and also checking out some of my links below. But thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you have a wonderful time on the beautiful Disney Wish.